What's really stopping you? You've probably asked yourself this question more times than you care to admit. What's really stopping you? I mean, let's be real here. You clicked on this video for a reason, right? You're stuck. You're procrastinating like your life depends on it. Or you're actually doubting yourself so hard it feels like your brain is stuck on repeat. The classic cycle. Life throws you a shit ball and you're like, you know what, why even bother? I'm just gonna take it. But here's the truth. What's really stopping you isn't that impossible task. The universe isn't conspiring against you. And it's not even your long list of excuses. It's just stuff happening in your head. Your fear, your self-doubt, and the voice that keeps telling you you're not good enough. So just take a deep dive with me into those mental roadblocks, and we're going to crush them together with the precision of a ninja, or like DJ Spoo. Or let's try it. Just at least, let's just try. So number one is what I like to call the power of fear, which is the uninvited guest at every party, right? It's the sneaky little goblin that whispers sweet nothings in your ear. Like, hey, maybe just one more episode of that embarrassing show you'll never admit to watching. Or don't get out of bed because it's safer under the covers. Fear convinces you that staying in your cozy little bubble is somehow safer than doing anything risky. But guess what? Fear is basically a big, ugly liar. It blows things so far out of proportion that even your mom would be like, that's not real. Susan Jeffers is a psychologist, a world-renowned one, and not to be confused with your mom, says that the more you run from fear, the stronger it gets, right? But when you face it, boom, it shrinks like your phone battery when you forget your charger. Suddenly, that impossible task doesn't seem so impossible anymore. The best stuff in life is usually just behind the fear. So do me a favor, go ahead, look at fear in the eye, and call it bluff. Call it bluff. You might just surprise yourself. You might realize you're stronger than you actually think you are. And now let's talk about the lies you keep telling yourself and believe way too easily. Here's the thing. We all have those little stories we all tell ourselves. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough talent. This will never work. It does sound familiar, doesn't it? These are stories that are like the annoying pop-up ads that keep interrupting your life and blocking the good stuff. You know those weird porn ads that just pop up when you use Google Chrome? And guess what? They're all lies. Flat out, just like the lies you keep telling yourself. They've set up a shop in your brain, squatting there like it's rent-free. And the good news is you have the power to evict them. So start questioning them. For once in your life, start asking yourself, is this true? Or did I just decide this one day when I was feeling lazy? If it's a story you've been telling yourself for years, rewrite it. Tony Robbins is another one I like to listen to, and he says the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. So start imagining the impossible. Then commit to it like it's your new job. Just be careful not to start telling yourself I can do anything while still sitting in your pajamas, because that ain't gonna help at all. Action helps with that commitment part. Okay, now let's talk about 3, which is probably like the most common one amongst all of us young people, and it's the art of doing absolutely nothing for now, which is procrastination, right? The art of avoiding your future self's problem. It's the skill of telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. Only the thing is, tomorrow will never come. We've all been there. The task seems too huge, so we push it to the side. Or maybe we're just waiting for the stars to align somehow and then everything will be perfect. But let me give you a spoiler alert, it won't be. And here's the kicker, procrastination is like that one friend who promises they're going to help. They promise they'll help you move, but then they show up 4 hours late with the pizza instead of letting your to-do list haunt you. So, pardon my Greece, I meant they just come up with the pizza instead of helping you conquer your to-do list. So take the first step. It's like opening a door to the unknown. And before you know it, you're across the room and you don't even know how you got there. because you worked so hard. Mel Robbins has this simple but genius trick. She's also another world-renowned psychologist. The 5-second rule. Count to 5. Just do it. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Create it with action. It's like trying to find your keys, and you'll never find them if you just stand there waiting for them to show up. Believe me, I've tried. Start looking. Right? And then this next one I'm going to say is one everyone complains about. It's perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect. We all want things to be perfect. We all want to be perfect, right? But here's the thing. Perfection is like a unicorn. You're never going to find it. And guess what? The more you chase it, the more it disappears into the fog. Every time you wait for the perfect moment to start, you're just delaying your success. Like it's an Amazon order that never ships. That's literally what perfectionism is. So instead of waiting for the stars to align, newsflash, they won't. Why not make your constellation? Make your own constellation. Seth Godin says you don't find your voice by sitting in a room. You find your voice by speaking. So stop waiting for everything to be perfect and start aiming for progress, guys. And the truth is, the people who get ahead, let me tell you something, they aren't the ones who wait for the perfect idea to fall into their lap. It's the ones who have taken the messy, imperfect actions. I can give you a whole list of them, but I'd run out of paper. Become your own masterpiece. Embrace the pain. Progress over perfection every single time. And stop the need for validation. This is number 5. Stop the need for validation. Slips are for kids. How many times have you been held back from doing something just because you weren't sure about what other people would think? Maybe you wanted to start your YouTube channel. Maybe you wanted to write a book. Maybe you wanted to start your own Instagram thingy. Or even wear that one outfit that makes you feel like $1 million, right? But you're waiting for everyone else to give you the green light first, as if they give a shit. And here's the newsflash. You don't need anyone's permission, even if they did give a shit. You're not 5 years old anymore, waiting for a gold star. Seriously, you don't need a stamp of approval from your mom, your best friend, or that one random person who always has something to say about your life for some strange reason, like they have nothing else to do. Stop waiting for validation. It's a trap. You've probably seen that person on Instagram who posts a 15-second dance video every day and then gets thousands of likes. And you're like, yeah, man, who gave them permission to do this? They didn't wait. They just did it without asking. And you wonder, how do they get so many likes? It's because of their consistency. They don't give a shit. Do your best. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to be brave. So be brave. Stop asking for permission. You've already got it. Whose permission do you think I got when I started the Jinx first? When I started Jinx, this YouTube channel? Exactly. So now, let's talk about number 6. Create your own to-do list and stop trying to overwhelm yourself. Right? Let's talk about overwhelming for a second. So, you've looked at your to-do list, right? You've pointed something on your calendar and you're like, there's a way I can do all of this. And you're right, but you can't do it at all. Why not? Because you don't have to. Think about it like this. Do you really need to conquer everything at once? We look at the people on social media who seem to have their lives perfectly curated. And we feel like complete failures. But guess what? It's not competition. Life is a journey. You don't need to do it all today. Seriously. So take a step back, breathe, and make that massive to-do list less intimidating. Okay, break it down into manageable chunks. Focus on one thing at a time. You don't have to scale the whole mountain today. Just take the first step, please. And 7 is one no one likes to talk about. It's the comfort zone, which I like to call your personal prison without the free food. It's the place where nothing changes, but at least you're familiar with the view. The comfort zone is like that old pair of sweatpants you're holding on to, even though they've seen better days, even though they have holes in them and so forth. They're comfy, sure, but nothing grows there. You want proof? Think back to a time when you did something outside your comfort zone. It's okay, I'll wait. Maybe it was your first public speaking gig. Maybe it was applying for a job you didn't think you'd get, or even signing up for that online class. What happened? Did you think it? You survived. You probably grew in the process. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Challenge does. You're playing it too safe. And guess what? Playing it safe is the real risk. So rip off that safety blanket, like take a leap, and trust that you're way stronger than you think. And now let's talk about number 8, which is the myth of being ready. Right? Hey, it's a lot of points today though. Hey, ever waited for that perfect moment to start something? I was someone who had this terrible habit, always thinking that perfect moment would come. I'll do it when I'm ready. But here's a little reality check. You will never feel 100% ready, and that's okay. No one does. You just have to start. That's the secret. That's how you figure it all out. If we all waited until kingdom come, nothing would ever get done. You know, Mark Zuckerberg used to say, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. That's the biggest risk, not taking any risk. So stop waiting for the stars to align. Start with what you have, where you are, and let everything else catch up. And this point I'm about to say is a point no one talks about for some strange reason. It's the fear of success. This is the twist now. Sometimes you're actually afraid of success. Sounds weird, doesn't it? But let me prove it to you. You're scared of responsibility. You're scared of change. You're scared of the expectations that come with it. Some people even sabotage themselves to avoid the discomfort of success. It's like being invited to an all-you-can-eat buffet and then deciding to leave because you're too scared you'll eat too much and embarrass yourself for something. But here's the reality. Success is a good thing. It means you've taken risks, you've learned, and you've grown. It means you're doing something right. And let's be real. It's like finding the cheat code for life, isn't it? Suddenly, you're on a roll, and everyone around you is like, yo, like, how did you do that? And you just shrug and say, I don't know. I just woke up this morning and I decided to be awesome. It's like walking into a room and just owning it. Just don't trip over your own feet on the way in. You feel me? So success is proof that your hustle is paying off. So embrace it, because let's face it, who doesn't like a little extra applause or a raise? Or hey, why not both? So what's really stopping you? You've guessed it by now, I'm sure. It's you. It's your fears, your doubts, your old limiting beliefs, your need for validation, your perfectionism, and maybe even your weird fear of success. But the good news is you have the power to change all of it, right? You don't need a magic pill or a secret trick. You don't need any YouTubers to tell you you have to. You just need to start. Start small, start messy, and start now. And your future self will thank you. So what are you waiting for? The boat's ready. The sea is waiting. It's beautiful and blue. And your dreams aren't going to chase themselves now. Oh, and the anchor of the boat? Listen to me. It's time to let go of it. Thank you so much for watching and being part of the Jinxverse. You're officially part of something big. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on what's coming next. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because only subscribers get the full experience, let's be real. And you don't want to be that person who finds out about the next big drop after everyone else has already seen it. Do you? So don't let fear of success get the best of you this time. Join the Jinxverse today and stay ahead of the curve. Trust me, you won't regret it. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.